Happy hump day, everyone. So, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Okay, yesterday was cold. Like, really cold. Like, I swear it felt like no matter how little I was outside, it took me forever to get warm again. And it was just so, what happened to the nice weather we had a week ago? Seriously, not 1 week ago, if I got in my car in the afternoon, it was essentially a fire pit, a hot box, if you will. Even when my windows were rolled down. So the fact that we're back to things being cold again, I'm not a fan. So that happened. But my high is, I did get to spend some time with my mom and dad yesterday, and my nephews. I saw my nephews yesterday. Got to play with them a little bit. That was fun. And obviously, one of my acts of kindness was making sure my nephews were safe the entire time I was helping my mom wash them. But also, today's garbage day, I had to help my parents take out the garbage. So all in all, it was a pretty solid day. Pretty nice, quiet, solid day. I only wish there really was much more I could, talk about, but, again, things are still incredibly uneventful right now. I mean, there is one thing I could talk about, but if I do, I'm worried I'm not really the right person to do this. But considering that, okay, straight up, recently I watched the Owl House series finale, Watching and Dreaming. So, I guess I could talk about how the Owl House got screwed out of, what really could have been, if you want me to do that. My thoughts on the matter. If you don't know what the Owl House is, it was a show on Disney Channel that premiered about maybe just over half a year after Amphibia premiered. In fact, in a lot of ways, people consider the Owl House and Amphibia sister shows. And I love Amphibia. Amphibia is my favorite show of all time. And there were and the premises were similar. A girl gets trapped, somehow gets sent to another world, has to learn to live, adapt, make new friends, fight bad guys. You know the drill. In fact, if you look really carefully in some episodes, you can actually see that you can see some Amphibia-related stuff in the Owl House. And so, people like to believe that both the Owl House and Amphibia take place in the same universe. Which is a theory that I wouldn't mind subscribing to. Why not? I mean, listen, ever since the Marvel Cinematic Universe, people have been trying to put, universes of TV shows and movies and everything together. So, saying that Amphibia and the Owl House take place in the same universe not only cements the fact that they're sister shows, but it invites more opportunities for other shows to be part of that universe. I mean, the Ghost of Molly McGee I'm sure they could probably work in the Ghost of Molly McGee. I like that show. I mean, again, there's a reason why I don't really talk about those shows as much as I talk about Amphibia. Because I felt like talking about Amphibia was my way of repenting for the fact that I missed out on Gravity Falls when it first aired. So as soon as Amphibia came out, similar animation, similar character design, all that, I'm like, yeah, I gotta give this a watch. And I did. Unfortunately, I was so invested in Amphibia, it didn't really give me much of an opportunity to really dive into the Owl House. But I did watch it whenever it was on. I mean, everyone was talking about how great it was, and it is a good show. The Owl House actually is a very good show. So, I mentioned how it got screwed out of the ending that it really could have been. Why is that? Well, I think it's about time we address the quote-unquote elephant in the room. And that is, in the Owl House, the main character, whose name is Luz, which is Spanish for light. She's from a Spanish background, is bisexual. And by the end of the series, she has a girlfriend named Amity, who's voiced by Mae Whitman. We like Mae Whitman. Like, for those who don't know who Mae Whitman is, she was like that little girl in Independence Day, but she became like a really great voiceover actress over the years. She's been like in the 2012 series of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rose on American Dragon, Jake Long. She's actually the current voice of Tinkerbell. But, yeah, I can't hide this part either. She's Katara, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, needless to say, when it comes to being a voiceover actress, Mae Whitman has developed herself a bit of a pedigree. And even though she's technically a child actress, she can carry a movie now. She was actually the main character of The Duff, but that's not, I'm getting ahead of myself. The point is, Luz is bisexual. And way back when it was revealed, it turns out that the higher-ups at Disney didn't really care for that. Now, higher-ups at a production company, like say Disney for example, having a problem with anything involving the LGBTQIA community isn't anything new. In fact, the same thing happened with Steven Universe. I mean, here's how I see it. And, I said a similar thing around, whenever I talk about, like, Martin Luther King Day and stuff like that. As a society, we have come so very far. However, we still have so very far to go. To put things into perspective, before today, this sort of era that we live in, the 2020s, if this was even 20 years ago, there is no chance shows like Steven Universe or The Owl House get made. Due to the fact that, again, it had themes that people didn't really care for. That involved the LGBTQIA community, which obviously is wrong, but what can we do? People were different back then. Again, we live in much better times, but we got a long way to go. In fact, I like to believe that the higher-ups in those production companies, like Cartoon Network and Disney, they've also come a long way. Again, back then, no way those shows even see the light of day. However, we're at the point where the higher-ups are saying, okay, we may not be approvable of this theme, so we're going to make you a deal. You can show, to females, giving like a peck on the cheek or something. You can show them holding hands, you can do all that people of the LGBTQIA community can do. Within reason, of course. However, if you do, we will be cutting the funding out of your budget. And that's exactly what happened to Steven Universe. Which, to this day, is still a marvel that we even got the product that we got. Again, before Amphibia, Steven Universe was my all-time favorite show. Now it's just in my top 3, number 2 specifically. In fact, fun fact, Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, has a cameo in the Christmas episode of Amphibia. So, that's great. Rebecca Sugar is awesome. We love Rebecca Sugar. I mean, her last name is Sugar. How would you not like that? Anyway, so then there's the case of the Owl House, where they didn't just cut the funding out of like the budget. They barely gave the Owl House a third and final proper season. See, the first 2 seasons of the Owl House run your typical like 26 episode format, or however many episodes you have in a season format. Season 3, however, we got 3-hour-long specials. Which, fun fact, if you take like the first letter of, in the first 2 seasons of the Owl House, take the first letter of every episode title in season 1, I think it spells like a witch who loses her way. And then like the second one does a similar thing where like the letters of, you know, that of the episode titles in the season form like a sentence or something. The first 2 seasons do exactly that. However, season 3, and I actually found this really clever. The hour-long specials are thanks to them, for the future, watching and dreaming. Which, you know, if you're really trying to go with semantics here, TFW, that doesn't spell anything. It's not supposed to. Thanks to them, for the future, watching and dreaming. Thanks for watching. Which, that is clever. That I always thought that was clever. And I really think like, you know, more shows need to do something like that. I love me some acronyms. What can I say? I mean, yeah, no, thanks for watching is an acronym, but the fact that, you know, even against everything that the Owl House had to go through in order to get made, that they were still kind enough to say thank you for watching our show. I mean, come on, if that's not taking the high road, I don't know what is. But it really is a shame. It would have been great to have, like, a 3rd season of the Owl House, exactly like what Amphibia tried to do. In fact, that's pretty much what the 3rd season, that's what all 3 specials of season 3 of the Owl House were. Because, for those of you who don't know, at the end of season 2 in Amphibia, Anne finally gets back to Earth, but obviously things are not things aren't even remotely how they're supposed to end. Same thing happened to the Owl House. At the end of season 2, Luce and the gang get back to Earth. So season 3 is essentially, all 3 specials are, they have to find a way to get back to, in this case of the Owl House, it's the Boiling Isles. They have to fix everything and give us the happy ending that we all want. Basically, the Owl House had to do, in 3-hour-long specials, what it took Amphibia an entire season to do. And unfortunately, again, because of the cut funding, the fact that they were essentially fighting an uphill battle, obviously Amphibia had the better 3rd season. But the Owl House, but it's not just the fact that the 3rd season of the Owl House was bad, quite the contrary. What the Owl House was able to produce for those 3-hour-long specials is some of the best storytelling I've ever seen anything on the Disney Channel do. So there's no shame. So in that regard, there's no shame in what the people behind the Owl House made for that 3rd season. None at all. It's just a simple fact that they just got screwed out of what could have been much more. And maybe someday, I forget who created the Owl House, but maybe someday we'll probably like get some sort of like Q&A on like what really went on and stuff like that. I don't know. But much like Steven Universe, the fact that we got ourselves a very good product for what it was, again, fighting the uphill battle that the folks behind the Owl House had to go through, you know, the fact we even got to see that at all is already a win in and of itself. But of course, there's going to be some people out there that are going to be like, man, we should have gotten more. I totally agree. We should have gotten more. Literally every fan of the Owl House that I've seen online, in terms of like reviews and YouTube videos, I haven't seen the Roundtables video of the full in-depth look of Watching and Dreaming yet, but I will soon. But I wouldn't be surprised if Awestruck Vox mentions how it should have been much more. Shout out to Awestruck Vox and the Roundtable. You guys are awesome. So, what did I think of everything? Well, I just said so. I just said it. In spite of everything they had to go through, the third season of The Owl House is some of the best storytelling I think I've ever seen. And as for the stuff involving Luce being bi, look, first of all, I'm a 33-year-old man. I know at this point in my life what I am, what I prefer, and what, I identify as. I'm a straight guy who wants to be in love with women, but that in no way, shape, or form means I cannot support people of the LGBTQIA community. I actually know people in that community. And guess what? They are incredibly nice people. We are all literally human. That's all it is. But because of, they like a certain thing that, we don't, we immediately have to shun them. Bro, if you wind up doing that, you're an idiot. Okay? It's not cool. Not cool at all. So, to the good folks behind the Owl House, you had to go through hell and back to give us the product that you wound up giving us. And no. Admittedly, I'm not really an expert on the show like a lot of other fans are, but I definitely know a good quality product when I see it. And quite frankly, your third season was some of the very best I think Disney Channel's ever given us, in spite of everything. So, thank you for everything. In fact, I legitimately have to reconsider my Mount Rushmore of Disney Channel original heroines. Because right now, because here's the thing, Mount Rushmore can only have 4. And I picked my 4 already. And for those of you who don't know, it's Kim Possible, Anne Boone Choi from Amphibia, Star Butterfly from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and I originally had Molly McGee. I mean, if you see the season 1 finale of The Ghost of Molly McGee, you would know why I put her there. So in a way, it's kind of hard. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who want me to take off Star Butterfly just because the series finale didn't really get. Listen, I've talked about this stuff. Maybe someday I'll do yet another video on what I thought of the finale of Star vs. the Forces of Evil. On the other hand, The Ghost of Molly McGee only just started season 2. So I guess it would be a little bit premature to put Molly McGee on there now. So, I guess for now, I suppose I could take off Molly McGee. So, and maybe when The Ghost of Molly McGee reaches its finale, I'll talk about what I'm going to wind up doing about that. So, yeah, Luce, you're now officially on my Mount Rushmore of Disney Channel original animated heroines. Thank you. And thank you to the good folks at the Owl House for giving us what you gave us. You gave us a very good show. You had to go through some crap that, is wrong, that you shouldn't have had to go through. But you guys are still awesome. And you gave us a really great show. So thank you. I hope you all like this video. If you did, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humble to make this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy it. Will be a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk to me, we'll be here to let me know. Everybody, take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.